Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the review, or at least revisited review, of the KV 220-2 Soviet Tier 5 heavy premium tank. And let us start off as we always do with my favorite comment of this video, and that is from Stacho1 on my movie vs facts Fury Tiger tank scene. Well, thank you so much for the comment. I really did appreciate it. And now let us go over to the history of the KV-220. Not statistics. I did say history. Mikkel came wrong. And, well, yeah. It was development on the basis of the KV-1 in the summer of 1940. The development started, and it was built on the 5th of December the same year. And this thing differs from the normal KV-1s it has a much longer hull. It has also another road wheel and suspension wheel and another road wheel. A guide wheel, I'm sorry. So yeah, this was an up-armored KV-1. But that is actually not completely correct, okay, it is correct. But if you take a look at the tech tree and go on to the tier KV-3 at tier 7, and then go back to the garage, then open vehicle details at KV-220-2, we see that is almost the exact same hull armor. That it was because this is actually the KV-3 chassis. But as you also noticed, why do I really had to close those? I don't know, because I'm probably a little bit unfocused now. As you can see on this thing, the KV-220-2, see on the hull armor, it has 120 in the front, 100 sides and rear. The KV-3 has the same frontal armor, but 10 less on the sides and rear. That's pretty strange, but again, it was a prototype of both vehicles, and the only vehicle to be produced of the KV-220s-2. Now, let us go back. I did a review on the KV-220 already, but I revisited this machine for two reasons. Actually, it's three. Because, number one, it has a new, amazing looking HD model. On second hand, it has been up-armored. Something I really love, and the people who's meeting it, well, they're not loving it as much. It has now, before, it had 100 millimeters in the front hull. I mean, this is the hull I'm talking about. 100 millimeters at the side and 80 at the rear. Now, it has 120 in the front, 100 at the sides and 100 at the rear. This just become a complete bunker. And, well, reason number three, it is fun as hell to drive. So let us start out with the tank here in game. It has 698 points. Now for tier 5, that's a lot. Consider that the Churchill 3 has 700. Well, that is also pretty much a tank with a lot of health. Generally at tier 5 you do not have as much health as this. It weighs 62 tons. Now that is quite a lot. But it has a 850 horsepower engine to push it along. This gives it a power to weight ratio, which actually does not stand here, which is irritating. Sometimes on some vehicles they show the power to weight ratio like here, but on others they are not. I don't know why. 33 kilometers per hour top speed. Yep, you get up into that. It is sluggish, but not very sluggish. Traverse speed 20 feels. It feels much slower because this is a very long tank. It is about as long as a KV5 or an SC100i. So it is pretty long. And I talked about the hull armor. 120 millimeters in the front. At that slope, forget it. You just gotta ricochet right off. And side armor, yeah, you can penetrate, but again, you bounce off quite a lot. And now the rear is also 100 millimeters. That is a lot of steel to go through. And if you see underneath the turret, they are now in 45 degrees and even harder to penetrate. Although it makes for a nice shot trap. Now, tactics for this thing. Angle it like you can angle it almost this much, something like this, and people will still bounce. If you hide the turret behind the corner like this, or maybe like this, people are just gonna ricochet off. They can stand there the entire day and you won't feel a thing. You might be detracked, but if there aren't artillery on the game you're playing, you are up for a very good time. And especially if you're top tier. Now the weaknesses of this vehicle is becoming visible when you look at the turret. That has, in difference from the 120 at the front, it has only 90 millimeters here, and only 75 at the side and rear. 75 is not bad, but it could be better because this is almost flat. There's some angle at it, as you can see, but still don't care of this thing bouncing. If they're not hitting down here, then they can bounce. So let's go to weak spots. We got the driver's viewport / view hatch. We got a machine gun cupola. No, not cupola, I'm sorry. The machine gun emplacement. The lower glazes is not really that much weaker, so don't bother shooting at this, especially if angled. Don't shoot at the hull. You're pretty much gonna bounce. Weak spot is actually at the front of this gun mantlet here. That's a weak spot. Machine gun port, weak spot. And also the cheeks on the turret, weak spots. There you can get it there. And also if you get above it, you can plant the shot right into here and kill the commander. It really does not have any other weak spots. The machine gun in the rear is not weak spot. But again, you don't need that when you have only 75 millimeters of armor on it. Now let us first go to the turret traverse. It has 22 degrees. This is a really slow turning tank. So if you manage to circle this, that's good. Shoot it in the side of the turret. Now let us go to its main armament, the 76mm ZIS-5, the gun that was standard on all KV-1s and T-34s until they upgraded to a T-34-57 or the T-34-85. But this was the starting and standard gun of the Russian army. It is a 76mm caliber gun. It has a really healthy rate of fire, 14 rounds per minute, about 4-second reload. You see in the replay how fast this thing actually reloads. I think mine is 3.6, so it reloads quite fast. Now, as a problem with this gun, many has experienced it before. 99 millimeters of penetration. It can almost not penetrate itself. Actually, I don't think it will go through the front of the turret. I doubt it. Probably at the sides, yes, but so that's why I am packing 6 armor-piercing composite rigids or ACPR. And for high explosive, it is a mediocre 38. I mean, that's horrible penetration by any standard. Average damage is also lacking. It's only a 76mm gun and does only 110 damage, and high explosive does not, yield a lot more. It is not a really accurate gun. 0.46 in disbursements and a pretty horrible aiming time for the accuracy. So just expect to miss. Right? Now let us take the look at the ammunition and consumables. Ammunition costs next to nothing. I mean, you can fire this all day and you can fire until you're empty with this thing, and you will still go in plus and use all your repair or consumables. Not arm-piercing composite rigids. They are quite cheap, actually. So you can pack 10 of them without any problem. A high explosive, I do pack them just in case I have to blow somebody's track off. Armor piercing does quite a lot of times, don't do the trick immediately. And because this thing has, as I said, pretty good reload, I pack 24 of them. But again, you could just take this to 0 and give it all, 100 armor, over 100 armor piercing rounds. Standard for me: fire extinguisher, small head kit, and small repair kit. So that's okay. Now view range, Russian tanks quite poor, and also poor signal range. Now let us go over to the equipment. I got a medium caliber tank gun rammer to get the reload speed up, because even though it has quite good reload speed from the outset, it's still a little bit lacking because of the damage. And enhanced gunline drive to aim faster, and again ventilation improved for again aiming faster, loading faster, turning faster. It gives a 5% to all crew skills, so that's good. That's really good. For the heavy tank crews, I have a bit different. There is recon on the commander, because this has really poor view range, and even though you have big armor, have a lot of armor, you still really want to see what is in front of you, so you don't run into a KV-2 by any chance, which really will mess this thing up. I go for repairs for both my gunner and the loader. And since this thing turns quite sluggishly, I have a clutch braking. It just helps the vehicle turn. And for the radio man, signal relaying. Because the KV-220, a lot of people are gathering around it, and then it's when you have tanks like that, where people gather around you, signal relaying is not a horrible idea. I would consider upgrading to not 6th Sense. If you just go to skills, Brothers in Arms for the entire crew, not a bad idea, but neither is the Eagle Eye. That can be useful. in the KV-220. For the gunner, I would recommend you to invest in both repairs here and Deadeye, because this gun has quite horrible accuracy, and that will help it in a slight way. Sorry, but you could also go for Snapshot. The driver, you gotta have clutch braking. Yeah, you gotta have clutch braking. You just have to. You can't take control of the impact because it's a heavy tank, but again, don't counter too much. Off-road driving, not a horrible idea. Smooth ride, not a bad idea either. Radio operator, as I said, just go with either situational awareness, relay, or call for vengeance, because there a lot of times there are a lot of people surrounding you to destroy you, and that will be a great skill to have. And lastly, for the loader, loader has pretty abysmal things, but either safe storage or adrenaline rush. If not, just go for repairs. So yeah, that was it. But before we jump into replay, many people will ask, is it worth it? Because when they are on sale, 2 or 3 days of the year, is it worth it? Absolutely. This is an incredibly fun tank to drive. Would I rather spend money on this than other things? Yes, because it is so much fun. You get all the armor. It's a great crew trainer and credits maker. It's absolutely fantastic. This is one of my favorite premium tanks of all time. But yeah, that was the changes to the vehicle here in the garage. Now, let us jump to the replay. And now, welcome to the replay. This is quite a decent game in the KV-220. As you can see, it is, at least if you have experienced the KV-1, it is not as fast as the KV-1, but still it does has its advantages. Just have to check the speed. Now I'm heading towards the G4 at map, right there, to use my to use this tank for side scraping purposes, but not at the normal location, because I want people to back me up from there, so I just stay here instead. And even at this angle, the most of the things we could meet would probably just bounce right off. But I see there's no one coming there, so KV-220s, we don't give a fuck. So I just drive out, and there is a Crusader coming down. Now, let's see where he penetrates me. Where the yeah, see here at the front of the turret, where there is the weak spot. Yep. Go. But now he bounced off, and that was just a hit in the track. And I shoot him in the rear, and he explodes. Right, that's one down. And now I know there's no heavy tanks here, so I can just drive out and attack at will. And that's a great feeling. Just making sure there's no one just, waiting for me around one of these corners. And there is a FC MPAC 40. First shot misses. Second shot hit. Then he tries to back off, but yeah. Sorry. And sorry, M7. And now it is the DV2, or the well, dipshit waste, as I like to call it. So I missed on my first shot, and I hit with my second, and there you go, bounce, 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 and hit, bounce, fire, and I hit my own, unfortunately. Now, the most of these shots has been in the track, and it has been by that archer. So angle, and just drive backwards and forwards to make it harder for both the archer and artillery to zero in on me. But I had to use the opportunity to push forward, and that is exactly what I'm doing. Now the enemy team was probably not as well organized as ours. We did support each other a lot more than the enemy team did, and as a result we are now crushing them. And well, what do you know, another bounce, because you know, as I said, KV-220s ain't giving a fuck. And I surprise the Guerrilla and a FKA Sherman. No, not Sherman, it's a Churchill, sorry. I'm stopping, and I'm waiting. Not long enough to let the sight set, but now I'm waiting for the others to do enough damage so I can one-shot him. But I bounce, and there goes my chance. Now we are pushing up, there's only 2 left. And we really want to get these 2, so we can win the game. I really thought that this was going to be a nightmare, because, you know, free artillery on each side, but clearly we managed to get around that, and I only been hit once by artillery. But there can also see the health pool of this thing, how much it really does count for, and the armor. And I'm just driving forward, hitting him, and then finish him off. That was a decent game in the KV-220, or KV-220-2, as it has become now. It is a real nice HD model. It's an extremely fun tank to play if you know how to play it. If you angle the armor on this thing, people are going to bounce right off. So if this thing comes on sale and you want basically a stronger KV, then by all means buy this thing. You will not be disappointed. It has also, as I said, really good credit making. This thing is a really fun tank. You get for the price, and you also get a decent moneymaker and crew trainer as well. This is a fantastic tank. Is it overpowered? Some might suggest it, but as you can see, it got penetrated really easily in the front of the turret. And also against artillery, this thing is, you know, meat on the table. But anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. Leave a like if you liked the video or the KV-2 in general. Also, leave a comment. What do you think about the KV-220 and its newest upgrades? It's really exciting. I really want people to leave as many comments as they possibly can, because it helps me. And if you're going to dislike one of my videos, please tell me why, so I can use it in a future video. Because if not, I don't know what you guys want to see or hear, for that matter. And of course, if you like this video, subscribe for more. They will be coming. As I have been saying in my other videos, I do take my time, but that is mainly, at least with World of Tanks, to get good replays and to do some research. Anyway guys, this was all for me. Well, let us end up in the traditional way. Keep your barrel clean, your ammo dry, and I will see you on the battlefield. Thanks for watching.